It's one of the largest economic development projects in greater Cincinnati history, and preparing for Amazon's big landing can be just as daunting. On the Business Courier front page centerpiece, the Amazon effect, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The 500-acre air hub at CVG is going to be massive. For reference, Paul Brown Stadium sits on 22 acres, so you can fit about 23 stadiums on that site. The hub will eventually mean Amazon packages getting to your door faster. But more importantly, it means thousands of jobs, both directly and indirectly. The Courier hosted a panel to discuss the move and how business owners can prepare. Business Courier publisher Jamie Smith moderated the event. He is with Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer in the studio with what the experts say the development means for this region. Gentlemen.
Peg, thanks. Jamie, I think this is the first time I've ever interviewed you.
We'll make it a great one.
My boss, I'm a little nervous. So events, Courier does a lot of events. They take a pretty good, decent amount of time to put together. This Amazon event was put together really quickly. Why? Why did you think it was so important?
I think it just shows the importance of what this project means to the city. You know, talking with leaders, I mean, as soon as I started seeing all the headlines that we've written about it,
yeah,
and all the growth plans, they've already broken ground. You know, Bezos came here to see this. You know, it's a big deal. So I thought, well, let's get some people together that can really talk about what does this really mean to our region. And
it worked. We have two separate panels, actually. The first one was a gentleman by the name of Emery Thomas, who is the former publisher of our sister paper in Seattle. He now is still with the company, but he has a different role. He spent time with you one-on-one for about an hour talking about what Amazon meant to Seattle, which obviously that city has gone through massive changes since Amazon got there or started there. But what were some of the things he had to say that resonated to you?
Sure. Well, as you said, he was publisher of that paper. He'd been out there. He was the editor. He was the publisher. He had seen all the changes for over 10 years of what Amazon meant to them. The key takeaways I took away from Emery's talk was, one is be ready for it. They weren't really ready for it. They underestimated the growth. I think it was like 5,000 jobs that Amazon had when they started, and they were expecting it to be maybe 18 to 20. It ended up being 45,000 jobs that they have there. So he said, ask all the questions, and he said having a panel like this is a great start because you get people thinking about what could be, and you know, that's what he said. He said, you know, there's going to be some good, there's going to be some bad, you know, there's going to be a lot of growth, there's going to be traffic, there's going to be this. You know, it's going to be a little bit different here because of the air hub versus their headquarters.
Right.
So everything's going to be out by the airport. But what we find out, and we'll talk about as well, is what Candace McGraw had to say about it.
Yeah, and so speaking of Candace, the second panel had 3 local experts, so we really wanted to focus in on the people that know what's going on the ground here with Amazon. Who was on that panel,
right,
first of all?
Well, first off, we had Candace McGraw, CEO of CVG.
Yep.
We had Kim Lauterbach, who's CEO, president of Ready Cincinnati. And we had Lee Kroom, who's the new CEO, president of Northern Kentucky Triad. Those guys know so much about Amazon. Obviously, Candace has probably worked with them closer than anyone because obviously Amazon's already in operation out there.
Right.
You know, they're sharing the space out there now with DHL.
Yeah.
You know, but she knew what, you know, her first comment, which I thought was awesome, was that Amazon moves at a fast pace.
Yeah.
Like nothing's slow with them. She said, you know, everything that she thought was going to be a slow progression, she said it happened overnight. And she said she liked that.
Yeah.
Kim and Lee both are very familiar with Amazon because they worked on not only helping get this hub here, but they worked on trying to get HQ2 here.
Right.
So they know a lot about Amazon. They've had a lot of learnings with Amazon. You know, as Amazon told Kim when we didn't get the HQ2, she says, you know, you've got some issues you need to still work with. You know, some of your, you know, the traffic, things like that you got to be ready for. Talent, you're not quite there.
Right.
But they say you have the infrastructure. You can build what you need to do it. So I think that's what their viewpoint was.
That was my biggest takeaway listening to the conversation was the two pieces. Two of the reasons we weren't HQ2 finalists was talent and traffic. But I think I agree with you. The fact that we have the infrastructure in place, we have some leaders in place who can really take this ball and run with it. We'll just leave with this. I thought it was really interesting. I think it was Kim who talked about the fact that we can't worry about spending an extra couple minutes in traffic.
Right.
if we want to get this.
Well, I
kind of
thought
thing.
Lee had a great money quote. He says, "What do you want the value to be? What do you, as leaders of Cincinnati, want the value of this to be? It can be great, or it can be bad. And you can think about traffic, and you can think about jobs that the talent that we maybe don't even have now is going to get shorter because they're going to hire. They're saying 2,000 to 2,500 employees.
Yeah.
But he says this is going to be what you want, and he says now the time is to get out in front of it because it's not going to be. It's going to be like fourth quarter 2021 that it opens.
Right.
So I think we've got the discussion going, and I think we're going to continue to see it go.
Yeah, and I hope we
It's a
have
great
more.
piece. So I hope
Yeah.
I hope our viewers check out this week's issue.
Absolutely, I agree. So it's a bunch of pages in this week's paper. So thanks very much for being here, boss.
All right. Thank you.
Back to you.
Such an interesting development. Thank you, Rob and Jamie.